Hello, everybody. It's Erika, the Design Diva, welcoming you in. Welcome to the Boss Moves broadcast. Tonight is going to be a special edition. Tonight's focus is called the Boss Moves Breakthrough, right? And instead of the regular Boss Moves broadcast, the way I do it, where I have a guest come on and share some things about themselves and then give you some actionable steps, some nuggets, some tips that can help you level up. Tonight, I'm going to be the person that's going to be flying solo. All right. So, in this one, what I'm going to be focusing on is just more of storytelling. I'm going to be sharing some things about how my story, some things about my story that helped to shape Design Diva Studios as it is today. Because I was not always the design, okay? Design Diva Studios was not always my business name. So I want to just share a little bit about how some pivotal times and some things that I learned along the way. And before I go, I will be sharing with you just some things that I want you to take with you, whether you are a business owner already that's just starting out. You may be a business owner who is just emerging and ready to go to the next level. Or you may be somebody that's just thinking about a business. You have something in your head, you have a vision, and it's not going anywhere. You might be that person. So I have just some nuggets for you to take with you along the way that will help you move forward, okay, with clarity. So I have my notes because I will get off topic when I'm talking about what I love. So I have my notes. So I'm going to stick to them. It's this still going to be pretty just pretty straightforward because and it's pretty chill. That's the word I want to use. It's gonna be pretty chill because that's just me as a person. Yes, I know how to be professional, but I want to make sure that I'm not, it's not stuffy. That's not what Boss Moves broadcast is. It's about bringing the real. Okay, so just to go back, just to share some parts about when I really had that pivotal moment, that breakthrough time leading up to the breakthrough, okay? Because before you get to the breakthrough, you got to have some stuff breaking, right? That's the way I'm looking at it. You have to have some moments that where you get to that point where you go, you know what, something has to change. So I know the one biggest time that really led to my business really blossoming into what it is now and what it's still becoming and growing into. Um, I'll go back to when I was pregnant with my son. My son as of now, he's 11 years old. So this is a few years back, a little bit over a decade ago, right? I was pregnant with my son, and I was just um, really sick. About that third month, I ended up really just being sick. Could not, I could barely go to work, but I still did work on go to work my day job and was doing all things. But I could not listen. The morning sickness was not just in the morning; it was all of the time. It was the all the time sickness for me. And at that point, I was just like, okay, I had to reach out to some clients I had at that time. Again, I wasn't doing business like that, but I did have some people that wanted me to do stuff for them that were paying me. So I had to reach out to them and say, "Hey, I'm not able to work. I will refer you to somebody else." So first and foremost, everybody that I reached out to said that they were going to wait for me. They were like, "No, we're going to wait for you." And I'm like, "Okay, I still have like a year before I'm going to be able to get back to it." Anyway, fast forward. Um, I got to the point where I had my son. Thank God, everything was amazing, went amazing, and blessed. Everything was just went perfectly as far as the birth. But then, you know, transitioning into being a parent. If you're a parent, you know. But what happens is you go through a lot of stuff financially, emotionally, just even physically. Like things just change, especially for a mom. A lot of things change for you just because of the big shift. Okay. And I'm saying as a mom because that's, a lot of times the primary parent. But I was at a space, my son was maybe about a year and a half to 2 years old, and I really was just broken, like everything. And I was broke, y'all. I was beyond broken. Like when your money is not right, you can understand when your money is not right, then it affects other things in your life. Okay, it'll affect your health. It'll affect your mental, your physical health, your mental health, your emotional health. So all of that stuff was all it was raggedy, y'all. Okay, so I got to the point, I was just like, something has to change. Like, that's the season I was in where I was like, oh my goodness, it was the season of struggle for real, y'all. I really couldn't show up. And I wasn't thinking about showing up. I was just thinking about, like, how can I survive? And that's where I was. And I got to the point, and I remember I would be on the way to my job in the mornings, and I would just be like, God, I don't know what to do. It's not enough. I don't have enough money, and I'm at the end of my rope. Like the rope, I'm about to let go of the rope. Right, I'm at the end of it. I'm about to let it go. And I just remember going through that, and it was just one day, like clear as day. One morning, God was like, I already put the gift in you. You already have what you need inside you. And I'm like, okay. And immediately I knew it was my skills of website design and graphic design, right? And again, I was sick before, I had my son. And at this point, I had not picked it back up because I was really just trying to keep things together and trying to be a mommy and all those things, right? I had created a course. I went back and I had thought about, I created a course teaching other people teaches other people how to create their own websites from start to finish in Word, right? And WordPress is, if you don't know the platform, look it up, all right? Because I don't have time. I want to respect my time and yours for this broadcast. When I got to a certain point, um, I said, you know what? This is how right here. This is how I'm going to make some money. And that was some years ago. It was something I had been working on, staying up late at night. Um, but I had doubts about it. I was just like, who was going to listen to me like talk about how to create a website? And so it was just over there. But one day, I literally know, like, God was like, it's time. Do that thing right there. Release that. I remember putting the post out. And again, I was broke, y'all. I put the post out. I said, I want to teach 5 ladies how to create their own websites free, no charge. I could have used some money, y'all, but it was the act of stepping out and saying, okay, I'm releasing this thing that I have already created, right? It's already worked out. Released it. Can't remember how many people came to the interest session, but I had 6 ladies to enroll. 4 of them actually created their websites from start to finish. Like, they went from blank canvas to full out website. All right. Listen, I was so proud. And it wasn't just me being proud of them. I definitely was, because like they didn't even come from a IT background or a graphic design or web design background. They were all from different industries, and they were able to do that. It was me being proud of them, but also being proud of myself for showing up for myself and for other people. The next time that I did the class, I charged $2.99 a person. So do you understand? Now I was moving into a space where I was then more confident. Okay. I just, that process alone just helped me realize that my experience is worth something. My expertise is something that can bless other people. And it can be profitable it can help other people make some profit, make some income, as well as be profitable for me. Okay. So don't sleep on what you have out of you. All right. I'm getting ahead of myself. That's one of my points, but I'll say it again a little bit later. So after we did that, all that, I realized that some of the things that I had to let go of were just some of the limiting beliefs. That's one of the biggest things that will stop business owners, whether you are new or seasoned. You will talk yourself out of it because of your beliefs of where you think you are, or who you think you are, where you think you're from. Listen, that self talk, it can stop so many big dreams. It has stopped so many dreams. Don't let it continue to stop your dream. Okay. One of my biggest things was, again, I thought people would not listen to me. I thought people, like, I was like, they can go to YouTube and figure out how to do this, or they can just, do all these things. But one thing I've learned over the years is that nobody can do it like Erika the Design Diva. I'm just gonna toot my own horn, toot toot, for just a moment. I know that was corny, but that's part of me being me. Nobody can do it like me. Nobody can do whatever it is your vision is like you. Nobody can do your business like you. Okay, make it that way on purpose. All right. So again, just knowing that going through that free course, even though I did not make any financial gain from that, I gained a lot because I gained the confidence to move forward and understanding that my expertise was something that was needed, that what I was offering, that what I have learned over the years, that what I have carried, what I put time, sweat, and energy into was worth something. It was something that could be turned into something that was profitable. And just even teaching those other, it was Web Queen training, was the name of it. The goal was to teach other single moms and single women how to have another source of income. Like that really was it, and how to also have that website platform, their online home for their own businesses. So it was all about being a blessing and not just about money. When it's somebody that has passion, when you have passion for what you're doing, you can definitely work with whatever is thrown your way, because because at the end of the day, it's not just about the money. The money will come, but you just got to keep doing what you're supposed to be doing. Don't be afraid to step out on faith. Okay. Um, I'm looking at my notes because again, and I'm looking at my time because I don't. Again, I want to be respectful. Some of the graduates that did Web Queen training, they actually became consultants for me, y'all. So that means from even from the free class or the paid class. Some of them took the $300 class, the $299 class, which was 6 weeks of training. When they did that, and I hired them as consultants, now they're back in a position where they are making money. I did have some of them also did get paid to create websites, or the people outside of working with me. So again, income stream was created from me moving and pushing past that breaking point and become and slide into a breakthrough. All right. Now, one of the things that I will tell you that really helps me was just really showing up. And when I say showing up, that's being visible. Like you have to show up. And that is one of the big things I learned. I work with a coach by the name of Renette Upson Bush. Y'all, she is amazing, next level chick, the next level chick. And she told me, she said, okay, Erica, what I need you to do is this me first starting out working with her, y'all. She said you have to go live every weekday for a month. And I said, I don't have anything to talk about no every day. And I was just talking about it because she's the real. So I'm talking about like what am I going to talk about? That was my biggest question. We had the conversation, and I was able to she was able to help me to come up with content for every day. And she was like, you don't have to go live for an hour every day. Go live for 5 minutes, go live for 10 minutes, and just pick a topic that has something to do with your business. And when I'm trying to tell you, it was the alignment was amazing. How I met her at just a lunch for business ladies, and just the connection. And she became my coach. I was doing work for her, but she became my coach in business. When I followed her instruction, I made the most money I had ever made in my business that following month after going live every weekday for a month, y'all. And I'm not telling you that's a strategy for you, but I'm just telling you that listening to my coach, that definitely helped me. And it didn't have to be perfect. I didn't have, I mean, honestly, most days I didn't even have a plan. I just knew I woke up and I was like, okay, this is what I'm going to talk about today. Things even shifted, and I had to shift with some of the things with my day job and things like that in order to make it happen. But I made it happen, and it was ended up being profitable for me. Okay. Um, the one other thing that I know that I have learned and picked up along the way is that collaboration is an amazing thing. I I honestly, when I first started out like years ago, I've been doing this for a long time, um, like over 20 years, like in business. When I first started out, I thought I had to do it all by myself. I'm so glad that I learned that by having teammates, consultants, just collaborations, bringing people in, just sometimes even having somebody that you can talk to about business is definitely, it definitely ends up being more profitable at the end of the day. There's less stress. Just again, getting some of those things out that you go through as a business owner. Not on the collaboration in that sense, but also networking. I have on my premier network leads group, right? This is a group of elite, I'm going to say elite Black business owners here in the Central Florida area, and some outside of Central Florida. But the network is, listen, we meet once a month. It's totally amazing. Um, just to think back though, I was introduced to the gentleman that's over this group, Mr. Antoine Nelson. I was introduced to him by networking. Those networking, those collaborations. That's how I ended up connecting with him years ago. So you just I can also think back of clients that I have now where I was connected with them by somebody that connected me with somebody that connected with somebody. So having those collaborations and not trying to do or having that network of the right people, the people who actually want to see you win, it makes a difference. And in business, if you have just starting a business or you thinking about having a business, please understand the P is going to be the network that you're going to need is going to be outside of your close circle. Just if you're a business owner and you know that's the true fact, go ahead and put true in the comments. Like I'm so serious. Anyway, fast forward to a few years ago, my brand strategist, Dr. Tylisha Johnson, she helped me to think outside of the box. She helped me to elevate my thinking with the way that I was charging and doing my pricing structure, as well as some of the ways that I was putting myself out there. Definitely super helpful. But one of the things that she said to me is she said, you should do a podcast. She said, there's no web designer out here doing a podcast. And I was like, okay. It was a good idea. It sounded good. And I was like, all right. Over the years, I've helped people launch podcasts and their stuff. I've helped support. I've helped to convert their videos and their audio and put them on podcasts. And the idea, I was like, oh, yeah, I remember Dr. Tylisha said, do that. It was there. In November 2025, though, that idea, that seed that was planted, it came up as an idea again. And the idea was not just an idea. It was an idea with purpose. And that's why I'm here right now. Boss Moves broadcast was that idea. But the purpose, it had a purpose within that purpose is to make sure that I'm helping business owners to pass along something to people that they can actually use. It's not just about them, getting on a platform just to say, oh, yes, I was on a podcast or I was on here, or, oh, yeah, I know Erika the Design Diva. I mean, just again, took my own. It's not just for that. It's a platform so that they can actually help other people. Again, here I am being transparent, telling you some of the things that I went through. It's a part of my journey that I went through to get to where I am today. And hopefully this is going to help. You know what? I know this is going to help someone. I'm not just hoping, I know it will, because that's what the purpose of it is. It's not just, again, just to be, in the limelight. So Boss Moves broadcast came from that. And even this Boss Moves Breakthrough series that I'm actually the first guest on, I'm my own guest for this one, it was birthed less than a week ago and it's an extension of Boss Moves broadcast. But I was talking to one of a potential guest, and when we were talking, what she was saying moved me. And I was like, people have to understand the story. Like they got to know this. I was like, I got to do something different. And here we are. So y'all will be hearing from her soon. Okay. When she comes on, I'll tell y'all exactly who she is. All right. So not to get ahead of myself with that. So for everything that I have been through and now understanding the business owner, these are some of the tips that I want to leave with you. Again, if you're in that space of where you have been in business for a long time, these may be some reminders for you, some things to just like say, hey, oh yeah, that's something that I stopped doing and I need to get back to. If you're just starting out in business, this is definitely going to help you as you navigate the business landscape and just the industry and whatnot. And also, if you're thinking about a business, again, this is going to help you with your planning and making sure that you have the mindset right. Because if you don't have the mindset right, I believe that's why a lot of businesses fail. It's not the mindset and the planning. Those are two of the big things. Because if you have drive and you have that vision and you have that passion, listen, I believe you can make it happen. Anyway, just from my story, these are 4 things that I want to leave with you. Some nuggets. You can write them down or just, pinpoint them mentally if you would like to. So the first and foremost thing, I kind of said it already, visibility matters. Showing up matters. One of my good friends in business, Miss Taylor Made, aka Kim Hill, she always says, keep showing up. And I hear her say that a lot. That it's I have an award back here from her somewhere. It's somewhere. I don't see it right now, But I have an award from her, and it was about the fact that I would keep showing up. And I will tell you, at that time, there was a time I was not even showing up like I was supposed to be showing up. But I was doing enough to still get noticed. Not to say that's what you should do. You should always show up as your best. But if you are not showing up, you're not even giving the people an opportunity to support you. You're not giving them an opportunity to understand exactly what you do. When I talk to people, a lot of times they go, "Oh, I didn't know you did that," or "Oh, you do that too." And that's because you have to talk to people. You have to let them know what you are doing. You have to show up. So don't ever forget that your visibility is one of the biggest tools that you have, and that's whether you're running paid ads and whatnot, or just the everyday things that you're putting out there. The second thing I want to remind you of and to let you know is that imperfect action is what creates your growth. Don't wait for perfection because it's never going to be perfect. It's never going to be good enough. I told you I set on a course that was ready, and I was able to eventually charge $2.99 per person for that course. I could have charged more as well, but I was able to do that with a course that I thought wasn't good enough. I just didn't think I was good enough. I didn't think people would. I didn't really believe that people would purchase that from me, but it happened. Okay, so don't wait till things are perfect. Don't try to push for perfection. That's definitely not the goal. The goal is to make things happen. Hmm, that's good. I like that for myself. That was a mental note and a reminder for myself. The third thing, collaboration is required. Make sure you have that network that really believes in you. And I'm going to say have the network the proper way. If everybody that you really are connected with in business, if everybody is like not on your level, if they're below your level, and that's not to put anything down, but they aren't where you are yet, that's a problem. You need to have some people like that because people do look up to you, right? However, you need to have some people on your level and above your level as well. And again, it's not to really do a hierarchy, but it's a way you already know. If you don't have anybody that's showing you and that can help you and give you tips on where you want to be, the person that's beneath you is not the person that's going to be able to help you get to that higher level. But again, and in turn, I believe that when you're giving back to those people who are trying to get where you are, that's seeds that you're sowing, and that's gonna help you go higher as well. All right. So make sure you collaborate, make sure you network the right way. The fourth thing is that your story is not meant to look like anyone else's. I didn't even say this part of my story, but I know that one of the reasons that I wanted to, there was a point that I actually, after business started taking off, and after Design Diva Studios, people were saying, "Pop on paper, shine online," and they knew my tag. I was like, "Yay!" But I got to a point where I really wanted to quit because I was just burnt down and overwhelmed because I wasn't doing business right um, at that point. And what ended up happening is I started looking at other people that do what I do. People that I know, people that I worked on projects with before, and I'm like, wow, look at them. They show up like 7 days a week. They go live 7 days a week. Or look at them. I know they're doing well. Look at how many likes they got on their post. Listen, I was spending all that energy on looking at their story. Everybody's story is unique. I'm glad I learned that. Um, my show up is not going to look like their show up. Your show up is not going to look like mine. Okay. Again, it's not about perfection. It's not about matching anybody else's energy. It's about you being the best you. Okay? Period. So don't compare yourself to anybody else. Don't look at anybody else's story. Don't look at their journey because you don't know what's going on behind the scenes. And this sounds like one of the cliche things, but it is so real. This is so real in business. And most business owners that I've talked to about this, they've done something similar as well. So again, that's something that you definitely don't want to do. um, One of the things that I learned about storytelling, I want you to understand that your story is unique and it's important. And when you're showing up, to make sure that you share your story too. Okay. I worked with August Crenshaw several years back, and one of the things she had us to do was a challenge, and it was like every day we had like a different mini topic about our why. why we do what we do, why our business is in why we started our business, why our business is, why we maintain our business, why we serve the way we do. And I remember this right here stuck in my mind forever. There's some a lady that I'm connected to through some of my church conventions, right? She said, listen, she commented this. She said, I don't have a business, but listen, if I did, you convinced me I would buy it. She said, I don't even know what it is you really talking about. She said, but I would get it from you just because of how you presented it. And that was about me telling just a sliver of my story about my why, about what's behind the scenes of Design Diva Studios, what's behind the scene of Design Erika the Design Diva, right? I hope y'all got something out of this. Okay, this has been y'all. When I was like getting ready for this and doing my notes, I shed some tears and I was like, oh my gosh, I hope I don't cry when I do the live broadcast, when I do the live stream. And I was about to, but I caught myself. I held it in y'all. But sharing your story is going to move you. It will move other people too. Okay, don't forget about your story. If you are an established business owner, it still matters. Okay. Woosah. Let me do a sip of water and then I'm going to wrap up. First and foremost, I want to tell you that, again, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for listening to me. Thank you for listening to my story. And I hope, again, if it did inspire you, let me know. If you don't want to comment, just inbox me and just tell me, Erika, thank you. That's it for sharing this story. If you need help sharing your story, let me know. What I want to do is just remind you that Boss Moves broadcast is goes live every Tuesday. If it's a breakthrough, it's going to be at 6:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If it's one of the regular episodes, it's going to be at 12:15 Eastern Standard Time. You can get it in on your lunch break. Okay, Eastern Standard Time is my time zone. Okay, so that's that's where I roll. Even though I do have clients across the country. One of the other things I wanted to remind you is this right here. Look, I'm reading my notes and I don't have my glasses, so I'm having to like zoom in like manually. Anyway, if anything I said resonated with you, if you're in a space where you just think that your brand is unseen, if you think that your brand needs a little level up, if you are in a space as a business owner or someone who wants to start a business and you want I have a little freebie for you if you want to level up, do things the right way. I created this brand refresh checklist. Okay. It goes over every aspect of your brand, which is, that's the core of your business and how you're showing up. And you can go through this checklist and download it. I didn't set up the page so you can do it. So what I want you to do is comment the word refresh. Let me put it on the screen. You're going to comment the word refresh. Where is it? There it is. So comment the word refresh if you want to get that free brand refresh checklist. All right. And that brand refresh checklist is going to help you just go through things and see what you need to work on, some things you may need to update. You may have evolved in your business and you need to change some things. You might need to refresh your logo or your color. It's free. Comment and I will send it out to you. Okay. That's definitely something that I definitely want you to take advantage of. Okay. And this is not just a freebie just to build my list. I'm just tell you that my passion is to help people. Okay. All good. If you are someone who is a business owner and you have something that you could share with other business owners, and you really feel that you're passionate about what you do. Okay. I want you to apply. I invite you to be a guest. You can apply, do the application online. Let me put the link. I'll put the link in the comments, but this is my link and you can click on apply to be a guest. There's also Boss Moves broadcast to watch online and to be one of the Boss Moves insider. You can do all those things from this one link from my link tree if you are interested in going further with Boss Moves broadcast. So I'm really excited about where this is going and where this is growing. I appreciate you for tuning in. And before I go, I just want to remind you that you don't choose what happens to you in life, but you do choose how you respond and react to everything. Until next time, it's Erika the Design Diva with Boss Moves Broadcast.